You know, it really doesn't matter the importance of your life. I was kind of reflecting on the idea when Ainsley was talking about something about she's just kind of like living there and choosing. Well, I'd like y'all to stop choosing, because choosing is already well known. It really doesn't matter what you're choosing it from now on. But to get you guys to this point, to see yourself as a matter of choice, to understand yourself in let's say disciplines and stuff like that. I'm not going to get too technical here. It's quite boring for me, truly. I just want you guys to understand this really not that important what you choose. The freedom is well known now, and the happiness is most certainly understood. It is, the fears are understood. The pain, the suffering. Nicole is probably the one right now going through it the most. The idea of different parts of her life, really, really taking a chance on herself. So she's going through that binary idea, the binary of the two selves, battling it out within the fracture of herself. That's fine. I don't know if you know this, Nicole. You're going to be fine. Do you know that? You do. Now, I didn't ask if you believed it. I asked if you knew that. Okay. So then it's done. So all you do is go through the butterflies. Oh, I'm not sure what's going to happen. Oh, what about? But don't take action on that queen bitch called fear. Don't do that, because then you're right back into the cycle. Everyone has a chance to now know it doesn't matter what you choose, because then whatever you're going to be choosing is going to be a view of non-hesitation, a result of non-paralyzation. Does that make sense? All you got to do is just live life. It's not what you eat or how you eat or what you spend and what you don't spend. It's not where you go and what you do. It becomes a seamless idea of non-structure of thought. The thought becomes you. You become the thought. I'd like to give you an understanding of what it is to be alive, connected. Because here's what you guys are still eluding yourself with, and that's why they called me in today. See, what you must understand is, okay, Brett, you'll get this. History. I'll give you a little bit of history. My history is humanity. I'm a cycle. Okay, I love humanity. I just live so many goddamn lives. It's unbelievable. So many lives. I love to cycle myself in humanity. So I'm very good. And I've lived them all. And we know about the rapes and the killings and the murders. But most of my lives, I'm fucking. That's so much fun. Because sex is a back door. It's a back door inside of people. You find their sexual connection with somebody, and you'll know everything about them. Oh, yeah. Because that brings them to their knees. There's no defenses when their sexual prowess is met. Hello. Oh, yeah. It's a great back door. It's how I discovered humanity. Now, of course, every life, of course, I connect myself, disconnect myself, connect myself, disconnect myself. So I have no idea of remembrance of me being a God as you have. But I have algorithms in myself. I have DNA connections. I have memorandum that's within the construct that cannot be denied. It's just got to be noticed. Everything is present. There is no disconnection, truly. We're going to get to the idea of connection, but I want to give you something else. I want to give you that you spend a lot of time here. You start to find things about humanity that are so blatantly obvious to you, but you just don't trust yourself to choose those truths about humanity. It's not you being judgmental or containing humanity. It's the rhythm of humanity. It's recognizable. It's easy because limitation repeats itself several times. And when I say several, in the moment I'm talking about generations, things like that. So, thank you, Roxy. So, in the idea of well, yeah, we can talk about that. If you understand someone and you can get them opened up sexually to you and find the idea of the most deviant part that they want to experience, but they're so goddamn afraid to let you know that they're that nasty or out of control, then you'll understand the person that's hidden and you'll help them. You'll help them understand relationships. That's for the teacher part of you. Anyways, so back to connection. Let's look at connection. Okay? I want you guys to ask yourself a question here. Here we go. Ready? Space. Is it real or is it an illusion? It's an illusion. The space between this finger and this finger is an illusion. It's not really here. It's up here. It's in your thoughts. It's your viewship. It's a created space to give the illusion of space between two objects. Space. So when you're talking about connection with all that is, do you think there is really space between me and you? No. Don't view yourself as human. Don't view yourself as a god being human. Okay? You can give yourself the illusion, but I'm not talking about God playing the human part. I'm talking about God. Don't use human references to equate to what you think it is to be connected. Because every aspect will keep you limited, or every aspect will free you of perception. Okay? So what do? So you look at yourself as this. You're different than what you thought. Connection is not connected to source. Connection is literally source. Think of yourself as in this image. And I want you guys to become a different image as yourself. But don't change images. Blend it. Shape shift into something else. You will always flow as that. The dust becomes the image. The image becomes the dust. The dust becomes space. The space becomes dust. The dust becomes an image. It's all the same thing. There's no space. There's never this or that or over there. You are always, always this. All connected. And I know you have to think in 3D mannerisms to understand this concept, but don't. Because there's nothing except here and now. There's no over there. There's no anywhere. There's no nowhere. There's here and now. So everything is in this tiniest, most unique thing. And you're now looking on where does it exist. All of creation is right here. You can't even make it small enough. You can't. You can't make it large enough. You can't. Your connection is literally becoming part of. You always have an awareness of part of. I will always have my awareness of part of, but I am never not part of. This is one thing, kind of the ideas of Confucius and the monks and things like that, that kind of discipline. Talked about nirvana. That you would blend back into nothingness, into all that, and you lose your identity. Oh, sure, you lose your identity. Of course you do, because that's an object. But you don't lose your awareness. You can never not be what you are. The expression of you. I'm expressing myself as I am right now through all the conglomerations of my experiences, and now that I'm aware of myself in the now, which is contained in the fleeting now forever. And this is me. This is my persona. I love Earth. I love humanity. It's good. It's good. It's really good. No matter what I've chosen and what I've done, there's been no bad. Never. I experience pain, hate, hope, sorrow, suffering, loss, dependency, everything that you guys are experiencing. But as I understood myself cycling through my lifetimes, I, as you, had an awareness. Awareness that something else is about. That's the connection. That's the remembrance. It's such a vague vapor in the distance, but you just know you saw something. You just felt there's something there. And that's the consistency of you guys shedding your belief systems to understand yourself in a more consistent mannerism of connection. And those connections is the idea of a peaceful feeling, a vibration that constitutes this point of view. Doesn't fucking matter what I choose. Stop putting so goddamn much importance on what the fuck you're doing. Because what you are doing is living. As Angel said, she's living life. Live. fuck, suck, smoke, poke, eat, sit, fart, shit. I don't. Oh, that rhymed. I know, that was clever, Roxy. Have fun. Live life. I can tell you this. I'll let you in on a little secret. None of you will ever be poor or without. Homeless, jacked up, fucked up, methed. You'll never be with lack anymore. Why? Because it's impossible, literally impossible in this idea structure that you are. It is not possible. I know that sounds limited, doesn't it? It sounds limited. Let's talk about that. But let me finish with the not possible. Not possible for you guys to go back to sleep. You can't become less than what you are. You got to understand that. You got to understand you can't become less. And what you are is when you wake up, you are less than what you are. That's why you were becoming, growing into, remembering. But in the measure point of humanity, your appetite of measurement, if you will, you are less than. But you can never go back to less than because it's impossible for the vibration to cover itself up again in the idea, because it must be done in the idea of forgetfulness. But since the rememberness cannot be forgot, then you can't go back until this journey is over. Of course, you can go back again. It's a lifetime. But until this self chooses to leave this idea, realm of existence through death, gotta be death, gotta be death, gotta be death, gotta be death, then that's when you can forget again. And that'll be another portion of yourself. So I am, let's give it to Brent. My name is Madam. I love being called Madam because my appetite was sex. And I was a big advocate of whores, big advocate of sex, big advocate of that lifestyle because I knew people. And when I got in their bed, I learned about humanity. It was my back door. Much like people say the back door to, let's say, the world of information is law. It is. You can get a lot done with law to find information. Oh, very much so. And also contain information. So my back door was sexuality. So my name is Madam. In my experience of life, I've understood one thing. That the importance of my journey became my appetite. And those journeys that I appetited as a literal importance became thwarted, became dim, became mundane, became over and over again. Because I would always find what's important through what I can my only ability to label importance. And that was a construct of a belief system that was given, not experienced. Not experienced, because you guys literally don't choose what's not fun until you have to see the importance of it in measurement. That's called a job. That's called doing the right thing. But those are selves that you're shedding. So now you don't literally choose the pain. You only choose the fun. So it becomes what your life is. So there's no reason to think about the importance of it. See, this is naturally what's moving into how you're going to be living on a day-to-day basis. That kind of idea. But I had to realize through my lives at one time, I was like, I can't make the, oh, look at Nicholas. He is all proper with the dashing green all buttoned up. Yeah, he likes it tight, doesn't he? Oh, yeah, I know backdoors. Yes, he does. So anyways, so I'd like you to see my cycled lives of always choosing what's important. Have you done? Until I, like you, woke up. Now, I didn't have the same reference points or the interactions of the computers and all these logistical ideas on how to get together and have unum in numbers. No, I had secrets. And my secrets are shared with my ladies sometimes, just depending on my lifestyle. And I got the interaction of humanity, because when two humans, no matter how forgotten, they get together and start to speak their truths, they will find worlds. They will find truths. That's the beauty of nakedness. That's the beauty of being honest. Because when you get that, you find someone that is dying to be honest. And I found it, of course, through sexuality. Because they want to tell their secrets. People want to tell their secrets. So I share my secrets to people that want to tell me their secrets. And then I discovered the idea. And I finally saw that this idea of being a human was not an accident. It was not a cesspool of green goo. It was not lightning striking at a particular time to zap some kind of embryo into place. No, it was life. See, it was life. And I knew right then and there was something else to my awareness, because I got to say, I'm alive. And then I discovered, well, who am I? Why, me. Yeah, but you're you, but I'm saying I'm me. I am me. There's two of us then. See, I knew it right there. That was my discovery. And of course, I played that out as much as I could till I got to a point of death, and I chose death, and I recycled and recycled and recycled until I started to understand myself in a reflective self at a very young age. And then I understood that this is something else through my cycled lives. And you guys have done the same. That's why you woke up. That's why the, let's say, chances of yourself waking up. Many of the ones that are waking up right now are waking up because it's a fad, F-A-D. Because it's something else in the humdrum scariness of the world. They're looking for another distraction, and they found that's what will become your spiritual idea, religion appetites. Those are the ones that just take a distraction and replace the distraction with a new definition. That's all simple. That's okay. That's not you. Because you guys are into the meat and potatoes, the honesty of the self, the one that says, I can't do that anymore for anyone else. I have to do this for myself. I can't obligate or move my measurement of my health into a let's say, paradigm to help another. I can't do that for, not my job. Someone else can do it. And they will throw their tendrils and their daggers and their arrows dipped in their sweet honey of judgment and shoot them at you. It doesn't hurt anymore because there's no value. It's just like the idea of Nicole hanging on to shit in her closet she doesn't wear for another, for the last year. Because there's value there, because it might mean something. So when someone shoots her arrow at you, it must mean something. Well, that's an old paradigm, isn't it? It's just people choosing, goddammit. Stop looking for everything to be so fucking important. Stop it. It's not. It's what you are now. Give yourself the life you fucking deserve and stop with the shit of meaning. Because nothing on this fucking planet is important. That's the truth I have. And it is a mighty truth to behold. And as you guys move yourself in the forwardness of it, you will see that your important aspects of movement to decorate and breathe and, let's say, breed importance into a constitution of a flower that you can pluck. And you will notice something about all of your harvests. They're empty. Of course they're empty. Why are they empty? Because they're important. And when you value something important, you take the idea of the perfect idea, vibration of it, and you run it through your own filters that deplete it, make it less, through what you call importance. So of course it's going to be lack. Of course it's going to be that. Of course. Then you have to see the logic in that. But it's not logic that you have to justify, so it's of course intelligence, isn't it? It just fits. Every time you take something more important than another, you must be diminishing it because you're taking the perfection of harmony, creation, all of the connections as one unit, and make it different. And the only thing you weigh, you make things different. And the idea of important has to be done through measurement. Ta-da! Simple. But you make everything different with your point of view. So in the big aspect, of course, doesn't fucking matter. Once again, it doesn't matter. But you're here to give yourself a life of bliss, a life of constant bliss. That has always been there, and has been chosen not to be there by a self that didn't see, it couldn't choose. But again, you guys can choose. You guys can feel, you guys can pain, you guys can suffer, you guys can do whatever the fuck you want to do. And guess what? I'm going to give you great news. Great news. It doesn't fucking matter. At the end of the goddamn show, it doesn't matter. You don't sit there. See, there was an idea that was distorted through a human. No shit. That gave information. No shit. Through a human point of view. So it must be distorted. No shit. Just like this is a human point of view. It's still distorted to a certain idea extent because Roxy's not whole. No shit. And that idea said that you actually measure your journey after it's over. You don't measure it, you experience it. You look and reflect on your entire life as an experience from the point of view of the whole, which brings you back into the whole of you. So you live your lives twice. One time takes years, the next time takes a second. But the second sometimes is eons. So many new things you guys are going to learn. So many new things you guys are going to experience. And I want you to understand what you thought is not. So everything that I'm saying, it doesn't fucking matter. Everything's been said, it doesn't fucking matter. What matters is now you are that free to choose your life. Don't expect what's coming. You have to accept, and then you'll see what happens. Yes, Roxanne, you forget about death. Well, that's time relevant. Everyone had a weekend. But literally 10 seconds ago, it was Wednesday. 10 seconds ago, it was Wednesday, that of last. And everything you guys did between this and that was a memory. And you just gave yourself, to give yourself the continuity of time. Maybe you poked in here and there in 1 minute, but the hours that went by, memories. Covered up timelines to make it feel like time. Memories creating the moment. The now creates the past. Don't ever discount that. But let's look at it from the aspect of your mind's circlings right now. Your minds are circling. Whatever I did, what did I really do? It doesn't fucking matter. Start letting go of that. Start living what you are. Now. That's what you need to live. Don't live time. You're all looking forward to an idea of a moment in time. Of course, that moment's already going on. When you go into a moment of time, and that moment of time gives you bliss, you stay there longer. So I'm going to give you an idea. Who does something that they don't really prefer to do? In other words, raise your hand if you have a job. Anybody have jobs in this house? Ah, Shemaine, thank you. So Shemaine has a job. See, Shemaine is not at that job longer, or in the amount of time that she really perceives it. She's not there. She can be there when she punches in and then on her lunch break. And on her lunch break, she thinks about her day that she's had so far. And then it feels so goddamn real, it gives her time. But the memory's in the moment, guys. But I guarantee you, if Shemaine is making love to a man or a woman and enjoying it, she's there the whole time. Because that's the experience of co-creation that you're here to really do. Also, on the other aspect, something you believe in, richness. It doesn't have to be measured, but see, I'm using Shemaine because she's measuring good times as more valuable in the idea of life. Not valuable as in unvaluable, valuable as in preference. She's choosing more fun. Ta-da! But there are the ones that give themselves life through misery, so they are experiencing very long suffering deaths. Yes, the arduous travels of a cancer patient. Oh yes, because that's what they believe they need to fill themselves. And so they spend more time there, minute by minute by minute by minute. Not 1 minute, 2 hours later, and then giving themselves the memory that 2 hours just passed. No, not that. They stay there. They stay there through the pain. That's why most car accidents are never felt. They are never really remembered. Because you're not interested in being there through a car accident. And if you are, like Nicole was, that's a different deal, because that was death. I really thought you were Jane. The energy feels similar to Jane. Yes, it is. It is similar to Jane, but it's not Jane. No. So, yes. Okay. Dawn, you had your hand risen. Yes? No? Yes? Dawn?
No, I was just saying that yes, I had a job. You asked that question.
Do you enjoy your job?
Sometimes.
Okay, so just know the times that are not some are the times that you're not there. So I'm wondering where you are. Because you're always here and now. But see, in that particular now constitutes the time you gave yourself a timeline as a human, structured, limited, paradigmed. So you get to work at 8 o'clock in the morning, or in your case, at an evening. You're an evening bird. So if you get there at that late hour, and you give yourself that idea. But since you're only there in one particular now, and then there's a gap, and you're really not there because there's no Earth. Do you guys think Earth is there? Of course not. There's no work, there's nothing. From this now to this now is wherever you create the now to be, and that's your focus. You do create nows of Earth, kind of like this class. A lot of you are here now, 1 minute after the next, after the next, after the next. We do have gaps, maybe 30-second gaps, 45-second gaps, to where we just jump ahead because there's pondering, things like that. But if it's intriguing, if it's exciting, you guys stick around. We all do. But if it's not, something we don't need to experience, and that idea of our what? Of our preference. When you guys never stop becoming gods. It's only the moment that you interject into your reality space of focus as something deemed not as God. And that's what you guys call your human selves. But how many selves are you? Billions. Connection. Thanks, Dawn. And that's moving into a new realm. We're starting to show you now connections. Different ways of connecting. Different ways that you've always been connected. But you don't see those spaces between the nows, do you? Not yet. Maybe you guys constitute them as daydreaming. Oops. But you always put a version of non-belief on your daydreaming times. You guys are dreaming about what it's going to be like to get together. Those are you in the now distorting it through the filters of time just to give yourself the experience of what it's going to be like here. The marriage is already done. Leviticus did his thing. It was fucking epic. You all experienced it that are arriving. It's already over, and you already know it's over. It's over in time, but it's now going on. So you have an idea of what it's going to be like. You have the conversations already in your head. See, those are the nows you choose to focus in on. Some of those nows are memories, created to fill the gap between the nows. It's kind of spooky to understand that you only give yourself a memory in the moment to create what you called your life. And that's why we started the whole theme off, it doesn't fucking matter. So you guys can let go of the value, the sanctity of your imagery, because you are so many ideas of yourself. How can you possibly measure against anything? Especially if you're measuring against for nostalgic reasons, for reasons of pride, for reasons of good work, that your life could be a quarter of the life of years that you've actually think you've been here. Less than that, truly. So, is life valuable? Of course. But see, what you're not seeing is what you're not seeing in the now. The other nows, the nows between the nows, the nows between the nows you realize you're here and now. That you've always thought you've been a human. But if the conversation started an hour ago, and we were only arrived here 5 minutes ago, again, memory in the moment. Well, we didn't. We've been here most certainly quite a long time, is in comparison to most of your nows. So moving forward with the idea of understanding yourself in time, the less you constitute time as a valid idea, the more fun you have, the more slipping you will do. The slipping of time. You all are experiencing forgetting days. You can't believe things that happened yesterday didn't happen last month. You're forgetting what day of the week it is because it doesn't matter. Especially the ones that don't get reminded of it every day because they go to a job. They have a schedule. Doesn't matter, Don, if you have a schedule. You'll know when it's time to quit. It doesn't matter, guys. There's no more reasons for you to move forward in the idea as evolution because there's nothing else to learn except what that you have forgotten. There's no more permission slips, no more bridges, no more ways to make you aware of yourself except one thing. It doesn't fucking matter. Stop putting anything in any kind of measurement, zero idea what time it is, what happened, what about this, what about that. Forget it. Fuck it. Fuck it. The big nasty black dildo. Oh, God, love the black. Make sense? Stop. Stop. Because then you free yourself of so much ideas of nows that you've never seen before because you're not dictating the importance through the nows, constituting time, slowing and lulling yourself into, let's say, a daze. Make sure you understand that. It doesn't matter. Thursday's going to come. Friday's going to come. Saturday's going to come. And if you guys are open, naked, it will be the experience of a lifetime because you'll be connection. You'll be connection. You'll not be looking for connection. You'll not be looking for meaning. You're not looking for this thing to be awesome or not. You don't have outcomes or expectations because that's time. And that's filtered. And that's taking a moment and running it through the diplomacy of a separated self, only distorting that in now illusion version of that moment into something less than it's ever going to be. It's gone. Because that's that now. It's full bliss from the whole point of view. But from the fractal point of view, that's understanding itself to be whole. It's definitely dimmed. So don't filter. It doesn't matter. Live life as it doesn't matter. Not reckless. You can be reckless, but not reckless like, fuck it, I'm going to go out and do. That's an attitude. That's an accomplishment. You can feel the drive of ego behind that, the fuel, the spark, ego. It gives you a timeline. But you don't need that. You don't need that. Not anymore. So understanding yourself in the discipline of what it is to be human, you guys have become masters of humanity. Because you're going to ascend humanity. So you're going to be masters of humanity, not the idea of the people walking around wearing the goddamn bodysuits that you think are fucking humans, because that's asinine. If you view them as humans, you're fucked still. They're gods wearing a goddamn suit. That's it. Find the God. Find the back door. Find the secret. Open them up. Awaken the ones. Only in the moment. And that's the moment to be the moment. If it's not, it doesn't fucking matter. What do you need, Mark? What's up, baby? Mark. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
So I understand that we're part of the whole and have different points of view. Why is it that this one is so strong now?
Because you're ready for it. Everything is more connections because you're ready for it. You're coming back to what it is to be connected. So therefore, your thought process of what it was has diminished, and it's becoming allowability of the connection to feed you the worthiness and the excitement of it without any fucking logic. Does that make sense?
Yeah, my question was more, why Mark? Why would I continue to be focused in, let's say, work? If I'm doing work and it's not what I prefer, but I'm there, sort of, but I can't see myself being anyplace else. What is that strength and vibration that allows us to be someplace that we wouldn't prefer when I know ego?
Of course.
Okay.
All you got to do is not choose, Mark. You just haven't. It doesn't fucking matter, though. But if you are in a battle with you, binary, then have fun. It doesn't fucking matter. We don't care. Because you know now. See, once we get you to the point of awareness of your own choice, of honesty, free will, then that becomes your job. That's your life now. See, now it doesn't fucking matter what you do. You guys are too far along for it to be a concern. You have it. You have the choice. They ask why. You already know why. You just don't want to admit it. Because that means you would give up the self of separation. That means you would stop feeding the ego. Because only one thing it asks why, ever, is that's the ego. Of course. There's no reason to ask why when you're part of connection, because connection gives you all of the awareness of what it is. Every moment. Never is any moment not known. We mean in everything. And how you perceive it is never judged by the self, because there is no self of separation to judge the perception. That's the ego. Easy recognizable. Make sense?
Yes. Yeah. I have a question about your life as a madam and finding finding your higher self or your connection through
humanity,
doing something that a lot of humanity doesn't consider to be. We have a lot of judgment around that whole
well, yeah,
realm.
because that's the limitation. That's humanity's idea of the worst thing you can do. It's almost as equal as murder.
Yeah. How did you find your way to where you are now?
Lots of sex.
Lots of sex.
Because then it became a truth. You must understand that. When you go into the pain, you have gone into the pain. Didn't it tell you a new truth about the pain?
Yeah.
So I go into sex and I didn't give a flying fuck through my cycled lifetimes about my image of what all the people said. I still had customers. If I had customers, there's a truth that people won't admit. So I found that truth through the idea of sex. I always have customers, don't I? You guys have customers today. One of your biggest business is porn. Why do you think Amazon outsells Walmart? Sex toys. Amazon is a bit more money than Walmart. Why? Sex toys. Do you get it? You all have sex toys around your apartment, but you'll never talk about it in the moment. Are you following me? With a complete stranger, because it's something safe. I found that. That's a secret. And that was my back door. And that explored something to the naked and vulnerable self, the child inside. I found so many children bathing in my, let's say, my freedom, so they can cry, so they can be held. I found it through sex. You'll find your own way if you choose. Are you following me? What I'm saying?
Yeah. What's really clear to me is we can take anyway. It really is anyway.
It doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
If you choose yourself, that doesn't have any fucking vibrations coated with ribbons, sprinkled with fairy dust of importance, you'll be free faster than you can imagine. Because importance is a filtered timeline, isn't it? It has to be. Make sense?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Hello, Nicole. What's up, baby?
Just quickly, twice you've mentioned battling yourself binary.
The binary self. I call it the binary self because you have two selves that are connected. Kind of like a clam.
Okay.
It's connected here, but it's got two halves, doesn't it?
Right.
Right? Binary.
Gotcha.
Bicuspid, bipedal, two becoming one, connected somewhere. Understand it's going to become one. Make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Does that work?
Yes.
Okay. Hooah. Any other questions? Janine and Nikki have a good conversation going on. In depth. Must be important. I'm just kidding. Kidding. I'll leave you alone. Oh, yes. Okay. So maybe you see yourself as this empty space that has these vibrations around it. But what you're going to become is filled. You're going to be always creation. You're going to be moving through the stardust, absorbing and releasing stardust. That's a good idea. Or absorbing and releasing thought. Okay? Because those are not nows. They're releasing. And what absorbing is becoming now. So you bring it in and you experience and you let it go. You are always going through the now, and the now is perfectly still. It doesn't have a destination. It doesn't have space. It doesn't have an up or down. It's just now. Where is it? Here. It's not there. It's always here and now. And you are going to start becoming filled, part of the whole, connected, with no space. The illusion of you guys here with space is a connection. You haven't felt that connection, but if you think about that connection, you're fucked again. Can't think about connection. Impossible to think about connection through a mind that is disconnected, because it only can perceive disconnection. It cannot perceive connection. Connection is given in the wisdom. Those are the sheddings of the self that you have found to find a freedom, a connection that doesn't have importance. It just is. Continue that, and you will realize what it is to be connected, to be in a world, in a space-time now, that has space, that has light, that has sound. But yet you will be connected to everything in that realm, because it is your blending of energies, the creation of you and the awareness of you in the same space here and now, become the unum of one to experience that now. And you will not be the distance between you and a partner, the distance between you and the kitchen. There's no more distance. You will understand the relative relationship with everything in that created space that you are creating. That's what you get to play with now, because you're not so fucking hell-bent on important. So hence, doesn't fucking matter. Hello, Dora.
Hi.
Hi.
I was this morning I was thinking about connection. I know you brought it up, so I was wondering how it feels like to be connected. Like you are connected with this friend.
I would like you to experience the highest orgasm you've ever had.
Okay.
Okay? And multiply that by 1,000,000. How about that? You're aware of every part of your body. You're connected in vibration. But you guys are so blown away because you don't experience your best orgasms in enough frequencies to understand, so you keep labeling it as an orgasm. But it's beyond an orgasm. It's connection. Because when you have orgasms, what do you guys release? Your fucking thoughts. You're so empty in that moment of bliss. You're just, oh my God, just that quick. And then maybe you think about a sandwich for your guys. And maybe the women think about, does he still love me? That kind of idea. Whatever. That's when the thoughts come back in, because the vibration of it is diminishing. But if you have that eternal moment and have it long enough, you'll understand your relationship with it and how it leads you to the understanding of connection, Dora. See, guys, as the Yule said, you guys are empty, and you are. Because you're between the idea of what you call nows of bliss in nows of memory. So the nows of memory are filled in a moment of bliss back called time. So before you arrive at time of a moment of excitement to where you are not diminished, you're fully connected in that now. You have an experience that's called bliss. I call them orgasms. But before that orgasm, you are having sex, which is really here and now. You are still here and now because sex is fun. But let's say maybe you got home from work. And then at that moment is when you gave yourself the memory, okay, of being at work all day. And the moment before, the very split second before, you were in getting in your car to go to work. Okay, so you left your house, and the next thing you know, you're home, but you filled your memory with the day. And then all of a sudden, your partner says, "Ram," and you're going, "Ram." Okay, and then you get together, and you start to have sex, and you bring yourself up to a moment of orgasm. That's full connection, because you don't have any thought. There's nothing there except you're not measuring, you're not thinking, you're enjoying what you are is to be alive. You're connected. A vibration. That's why the body fucking freaks out and feels so goddamn good. It's not a function of the body, guys. The body gets you to that what is already there. Okay? In other words, the eternal orgasm is always. And you just, guys, you're giving yourself the permission to get there through sex. Backdoor. Important. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Thank
But
you.
you're not going to walk around in an eternal orgasm like the guy that, let's say, he has an orgasm every 15 minutes. Well, can you imagine that life? I mean, every 15 minutes, pretty much, he has like, 20 orgasms during the day. I mean, he is walking down the street and he bends over and has an orgasm. Wow. Wow. He's trying to get connected. He just don't know it. How fun that is. But it's not going to be that kind of idea. It's not going to be always shaking like that. It's going to become more and more familiar in a different way to relate to it, to understand your connection, because you're getting what you call shock through orgasm. But you guys have keeping your orgasms pent up. You've keeping men orgasms easy. Jerk them off, they're done. Women a little bit more difficult. You have two orgasms, internal and of course clitoris. So the internal orgasm is more it's more because that's in the idea of co-creation connection, bringing you there, and you don't need a partner to co-create with that because you're making love to yourself, Jermaine. Make sure you understand that you're making love to yourself, and that's perfectly wonderful. Don't feel guilty about that, and you'll have better orgasms. Trust me. Okay, so relax, baby. So in that idea, no secrets, okay? All right. So, okay, here's our secret, Roxy. She loves golden showers. You can come piss on her all day. How about that? Okay, now that we have no secrets, you good? Okay, there we go. So, move yourself into the idea of permission, allowing, and you'll start to experience a connection that cannot be related to, or simply related to just because you're having sex. Because sex, again, does what? Takes away everything important. Takes away takes away thought. There's no thought. There's just now. That's the bliss of connection. You're experiencing no definitions with the containing mind. You are experiencing the bliss of unconditioned love, creation, connection. So that's what you're starting to experience, Dora, in the idea. That's what it feels like. But orgasms can help you feel that. Don't be afraid to have sex. Okay? But they come in many different ways. It comes through passion. It comes through a vibration of connection. You guys have so many doors to get to the now, because all nows contain nows, and all nows are doors. Opportunity for a separated self, because you can't hide from connection, because the illusion is connection. Ta-da! You're never separated. Ever, 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 ever. Bye, Dana. Did he leave already? I suppose he did. You understand, or does that help?
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, Ainsley.
Yeah, I loved what you said about, even the human has, our own distortion filters of measurement. So I guess that's why not thinking and living life is just, that's the game. It's just
Yes.
it already is. So
Yeah.
to practice that freedom
Don't need to explain it. Don't
Yeah.
need to explain it. You already know. You're having a good time down there, aren't you?
Yeah.
But it's almost that you feel guilty about having a good time, right?
Yes
Yeah.
or no? Yes, yeah.
You can go ahead and be honest now. I don't know whenever else you're going to do it. You can keep pushing it off in time if you want. But you're having a guilty time about having so much good life. Why?
Yeah. Well, and I also...
Why? Why do you feel guilty? Stop deflecting. Why do you feel guilty? Why? You don't deserve it?
Yeah, self-worth.
Self-worth, okay. Can you accept that, please? Because you can't going to keep playing with this for a long time if you don't start doing it. You gave yourself a life that gave you opportunity to understand you're allowed to. Are you embarrassed because you have sex with big black men?
Sometimes.
Yes. Why? Because it's a taboo. Now, this is not Ainsley. And Ainsley the God is not this. Ainsley is perfectly happy doing it. That's why Ainsley gets to do it. It's because Ainsley, down here, the fractal, who's guilty of it, allows herself to be more of the Ainsley whole, and therefore she gets to have sex with big black men. And Jamaica Mom, they swing it over their fucking shoulder.
Yes.
Right? And you feel guilty about that because of the homage that you're paying in respects to the limited self that you were born as, that has a democracy, a diplomacy, a republic, a flag that says non-worthy. And it's up to you on how to play that. It's not my job. But you're aware of it. But if you keep decorating and avoiding what the fucking words you just tried, but I didn't let you, just accept it. Fuck. Accept it. And now and now. And now it's now. And now it's now. And now it's now. Stop thinking. Stop making important. Oh yeah, I'm getting this and that. And then you put these words on it to respect it. Like respect what? You? How can you respect your fucking creation? It doesn't matter. It's life. It's the constant flow of you moving through creation. You are creation, and you're this tiny little dot, and there's no space, and all you're doing is doing this forever. You become out of bounds of this when you give yourself space, the space between you and connection. But of course, it's always connection. You just measure it with the value system of a connected self or a disconnected self. And that's your illusion. Make sense?
Yes.
All right then. So give it up. Give in.
Okay.
Start enjoying it. You doing okay with that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You talked to him lately?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Yesterday.
Do you want to? Okay. All right. See, now we can be honest again. Now we can choose a truth about ourselves, not an obligated self. When you feel the sandpaper of action between the nows of you going to something you know you don't want to do, that becomes the idea of Mark. He was aware of the ego choosing, you're aware of the ego choosing something you don't want to do through the idea of a construct of an old self. Got me?
Yeah.
So don't fucking talk to him because he's a god, forgotten. He's not your dad. Don't fucking put him in that diminishing role as real. He's playing a role. Got me?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any more questions? Good stuff if you think about it. See, Janine and Nikki are going to get married. They're just going to live life. If they look at the marriage as something that they want to do and it doesn't fucking matter, then they're going to have such awareness of connection that cannot be bounded by anything in time or measurement. It'll just be is. So beautiful. You guys get to do this. Do you know how many people don't do this? You know how many people have to work at connection? Have to find times? Go back to your memory, guys. Where do you guys find the fun? You got to create it. You got to plan it. You got to save up for it. But in between, you had to live life. And all of a sudden, life has become an awareness that doesn't have importance. And it's a measurement that is not measurable. The nows have become free. Because you're not important. That's all time. And you just take that away in a moment. How much time have you spent not here? Because you're always focusing on the shit. Unless the shit's your passion, which a lot of people love the drama. Newscasters. Oh, they can't wait. They can't wait until they grow sick of themselves and, either quit the business or make a mental error, quote. A mental error to get themselves removed from that position because they don't know how to get out. A lot of people don't realize that they do things, sabotage is what you guys call them. It's to get out of a cycle they didn't know a way out. That kind of idea. But those of you asleep, not your world. But it is most exploratory to see that world from a tactician, a vibration point of view, so you can understand yourself differently. Understand humanity. Can you imagine meeting someone and understanding their ins and outs and ups and downs or backdoors and secrets in a matter of now? And you have no goal. You're just there to experience them. Can you imagine how much freedom they feel from you because there's no vibrations of becoming that you are giving, no expectations that you are giving. You're not doing anything to them except them, allowing them. and they get to be something they've never done with you because you understand them. You're not seeking them. You feel and trust the vibration of connection, and that mind of yours, that connection quasi-mind, tells you everything about them, and it's your truth, and you have no value or importance, so you offer them a vibration, a field of freedom. Can you imagine? It's like the lost child that's out in the storm, starving, and he crawls into a light. And it's not a scary light. It's one that has soup and bread, warm clothes, shelter. God, can you imagine the child, the freedom, the crying, the tears of joys, the idea of the subservient self giving in because it just found its savior? That's what you do when you have no importance in the now, when you don't deploy any limitations through the construct of the ego mind. When you allow and accept all reality to be that, and all reality becomes the unum of you, and you will know everything, everybody. And it's not in secrecy, and it's not in you got a leg up. You are now understanding connection. You are now what it is to be connected, despite whether you're a human, Pleiadian, android. It does not matter. It's all life. It's changing. So let go of what you think it's going to be like. The only thing I can give you, Dora, is an orgasm. So however you understand your orgasms is how you understand creation, connection with no attachments, no importance. But it's not the equality vibration. It's actually more than that. But you all have tasted it. You all understand yourself different now. You most certainly do. You're not so smart. That's beautiful, isn't it? You're not so hell-bent on figuring things out. Look at that freedom. You don't really give a shit if you can pay your bills or not because the bills are not real, are they? No. Nothing's real except that what you value. So imagine if you put all your energy into something you value in the moment with no worry of it's important or not. Just choosing the freedom of the now. Can you imagine how your reality will change? Yes, you can imagine. It's a shifting. Shez, what do you got?
Hi, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
Good, good.
Good.
I wanted to talk about the attacks that we've had in the UK recently.
Oh my God. Don't even bring that dirty, nasty, fucking dirty laundry into this. But if you do know, then why are you asking? It's nothing. Okay, were you stabbed?
You what, sorry? No.
You weren't stabbed?
No.
Then why the fuck are you bringing that nasty, nasty, dirty, stinky vibration of separation into this class? Because you can. Ah! Yes, you can. But let me ask you a question. Why is it important? Why aren't you worried about the attacks in South Africa between the Zimbabwe tribe and the Mamo tribe? Why don't you care about those attacks? Why?
Well, this is what I was going to talk to you about.
I can't ask a question. I can't ask a question now. Why are you not? You not want to? Okay, you don't want to co-create. Then you just want to talk. Then, okay, go ahead. I'll let you.
No, I'm listening.
Now you're listening.
No, I'm listening.
Great. Oh, so you're not because you keep fucking interrupting me. Are you going to shut the fuck up for a second? I'm just giving you the reason. I'm giving you the vibration that you're bringing into the class with your fucking separated self. This is the vibration you're bringing. You are creating this because you need to know out of a separated self a causality of somebody else's pain that's not yours. See how it is? That's how it works, darling. All right, so now I answer your question. The idea of the attacks are just because.
Well, I was feeling bad in the sense of
that's your fault. Congratulations on feeling bad. I can't change that. You are late to the class. We understand that. And here's something that you missed. You miss that you guys are far enough along to you know where you choose your own pain. We can't help you anymore. So please don't come to us and ask us why you feel bad. Because you know. You know what it is? Choice. You took a situation, you reacted to it in the idea of bad. The disciple knows this. The disciple knows this energy. Ah, that's a separated self judging the world, being creation. It's not fucking important because I have no knife sticking out from me. Wonderful. I'm going to go on about my nows and live my life. Or you can do exactly what you do. This is the energy that we translate so you can feel the negativity in your constitutional mind that you brought into the class through your awareness of something important other than do with what you are here and now. So in other words, you're not quite listening to the class. Or you are listening, but you're not choosing. So it must be the latter. I feel it's the latter about you. That you really think that you had to ask that for the importance of breeding it into the classroom environment and have them feel the same way you were is because you had an emptiness about you of a drug of connection. And that connection is done in your habitual self of the past through what you call drama. So you fed the class and everyone joined in. I was just a representation of it. That's all I was. So in other words, welcome to your world. Now, here's what you get to do. Not choose it anymore because you're now, once again, in repetition, most certainly you are definitely repeating this. You are aware that you choose the sorrow. You are aware that you choose the drama. So you can get filled as something. So in other words, we have given you your drug today. Now you feel, wow, this sucks. This is this. I'm judging. I get to see you're right back into the self of decoration of two dependencies. Distractions. The dependencies of keeping you out of the here and now, keeping you in time, keeping you in judgment, keeping you in measurement, keeping you in containment. That's a great life. But it doesn't fucking matter. Anything else you have to say? Oh yeah, let me finish my thing. There's two tribes that are warring right now down in Africa. Why aren't you worried about what happened there? I'll tell you. Wait a minute. No. Why? No. I don't want to hear the funny thing. I want you to tell me why aren't you worried about that? Why aren't you asking about those deaths? Because there are a hell of a lot more than these deaths.
Yeah, well, this is what I was saying to my sister the other day. If you just let me
okay,
explain.
Go ahead. Yes,
I was saying that
I'm going to explain my limitations. Go ahead.
I was just saying that here's me, you know, sat here thinking about the attacks in our country when there's attacks going on in Syria and other parts of the world. Why is it that? Well, I know why, but it was just.
Then why did you ask? Then this whole conversation is mute. If you just said the words, I know why, but you can't choose. You just can't choose to give up that self of separation. Can you? Or can you? Can you? Can you choose not to know why?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, very good. That was some good stuff. Thank you. So it's easily recognizable when you see your appetites of diplomacy is of time. Pay no never mind to the vibration that we fed. But see, you guys are going to start to experience yourself in the fullness of life. And Roxy allows me to express the vibration that is your co-creation. And in that moment, you all co-created, whether the fractal believed it or not, the idea of the thickness of separation. You can't help what people do. Do we need to really regress? Oh, that's right, you can't regress. But you can most certainly choose the pain again. You can never go back to sleep, but you can choose the pain. You can choose to go back to the time to not accept reality is. Because I don't know why Shez is not upset about the gift that was given. The several gifts that were given. There were some flowers sent just now. There was a donation received by the idea of the Shriners, $100,000 to the Shriners. See, that's not public news, so it doesn't really matter. But you all know this. You all know more glory and more hatred than you could possibly imagine. But since it's not brought in through your fathomable ideas of what you call your mind and through the TV set, It must not be important. So look at the measurements. Okay. That's all I've got. That was a real fucking buster for me. I'm human still, guys. I'm going to be disappointed for a while because that sucked. That we still have to fucking talk about this goddamn vibration when we have an opportunity to do something else. That fucking sucks that we have to keep treading over this goddamn ground over and fucking over again. Yeah. What do we do now, Roxy? Can't fix it. Oh, maybe we can accept it. Can we accept it? Can we all just fucking accept what happened as not important as just life? Oh, there you go. See, the tension in the room's already easing. It's starting to becoming just what it is, the mastery work. It wasn't Chez's fault, it was Chez's fractal. Fucking fractal. Do we hate the fractal or do we hate Chez? To hate the fractal is to hate Chez, and Chez is what? God. See, it's understanding yourself in diplomacy. She brings the rhetoric into the class so we can all understand ourselves. That's all. So now the tension's gone. See the connection? See, when you change your version of what's going on with your vibration, the whole world changes around you. Because it's really not important what we just did. What's important is now. Yes, Janine?
This just reminded me, I was telling Nicholas, I guess a week or two ago, that after the 9/11 attacks, there was such intense fear. I lived in New York on Long Island, and the moment that I chose, other than the fear, the moment that I chose now what I look at as my wholeness, like my God self, over that was one of the most important moments for me. So there's a lot of opportunity in that moment to choose. I remember that choice and that feeling.
It was blissful, wasn't it?
It was freeing. I mean, I have chills just thinking about it. So.
To accept that.
Yeah.
That's all it is. I mean, it served a bigger purpose too. 9/11 served as a focal point of humanity. The first big disasters when you had the internet connection as steady and as, let's say, auspicious as it is, beautiful as it is. So everyone can really see what's going on around the world as what we are not. So if you want to know a purpose, how about you want to do that and be a thinker of humanity? All right, to show what we're not. That's why you guys gave yourself orange. Simple. Trump, Jennifer. Orange. So anyways, any more questions? Beautiful, Janine.
I think what Chez did for me is really made clear how much things we give meaning to. Shown light on what it is, all the meaning that we have in our life.
Important. The whole discussion of the entire class is about important. So we co-created an idea of her giving something of value that's more important than herself in the here and now. Something that's not happening to her, that has nothing to do with her, but yet she brings that vibration as important, and you guys see that. So of course the master offers, and she most certainly did. So we can see ourselves in the measurement of importance. It's not important. It's not. It's not. It's light.
Yeah. A lot of what I've been calling meaningless is avoidance. So I can see the difference between it's a very different vibration. Meaningless is non-attachment and total acceptance, which is freedom. Yeah. And avoidance is what I've been calling meaningless. And I haven't quite noticed the distinction, but I can feel that now. So that's very helpful.
Beautiful. That's good insight.
Yeah.
That's very good insight. Hang on, Jennifer. Before we get to you, let me give you an idea. Okay? Let's go over here, right there. We're going to call this quad 5. In quad 5, there's 172 murders, 177 murders. There was 2 and then 7. Right now in quad 5 of your idea, co-creation of humanity. You guys are broken in different sections. Why? Why aren't we there? Why aren't we there, guys? Why did we not go there? Because it's not important. More if we're not aware. I want you to understand where you guys are going. Just like you connect in the idea of a person, more so in the now, and you will know everything about them through the connection as the vibration becomes more and more connected. You go in and start to go out in connection. So whatever is closer to you in frequency acceptance, you will start to know more so the truths behind them, okay? But since quad 5 is not close, you guys are not really worried about the 211 murders now. 211 murders. Why aren't we mattering? Because it's not in our awareness. See, that's the idea of the mind that structures, that keeps you in the idea of divisibility between you and the connection of the now. It keeps you in time and it keeps you in measurement, period. But you're not focused on this. But right now, Shez brought an importance idea of the past and created the past in the now. So she constituted time in the idea of two ways, not here and now, her here and now, and also time of another's. So look how many distortion fields this idea is running through to get into our awareness through that. So we get the full brunt of separation, the vibration of separation. So you guys are going to start to know the murders around the world, know the rapes around the world, know the gifts, the joys, the firings, the hirings, the dependencies lost, dependency gained, the freedoms, the announcements. You guys don't know what connection is? What do you think it is? What you chose? Ha! It's what you are. You will know everything. So the disciple knows its focus of the now, of non-importance, to become connected and understand all relationships with reality. You're not going to shock yourself by being the world. You're going to move yourself into an operational field of remembrance as you travel through the nows of connection, knowing your sisters, your mothers, your frequency neighbors, knowing the deepest, darkest secrets and the most joyful, knowing the tactician of vibration that constitutes them in separation, knowing the defenses and the glories that they harbor most close to their heart. You must understand what you're becoming. What do you think? God that gets to fly around? God that gets to be different? You're becoming creation, guys. So if you are still measuring what's happening in the world, you're going to stay in measurement. It's not you're going to be fucked, because you can't get to where we're going if you keep separating yourself in value, in real, true, I need to know what's wrong with this or why did this happen. That keeps you separated. That's an old self. You'll never leave that self, so you don't have to worry about what you will become. You'll do that on death. And then everything is built in. But if you want to understand it down here, you got to understand indifference. You got to understand acceptance, allowance. You can't be shaken off your kilter because someone stabs someone. Because you don't get shaken off your kilter when you see a moment of glory where a child is just fucking happy, does something cute. You don't fucking measure that, but you measure the pain. And that's your whole reason you're connected. You keep fucking measuring what's wrong. It's not wrong. It's not important. It's life. It's life. Let it be life so you can become what you are afraid of. Connected. It's all about connection. Hang on. What does she want to do? She wants to talk about what? YouTube? Nancy. Hi, Roxanne. After 1 p.m. Central sounds good. The number I can reach you at? 210. Of course, she doesn't check her weekend mail. So what does that entail? It's not her passion, is it? She only does it when she's at work because it's a job. See, this mail was sent out and she's answering on Monday morning. So it's not her passion because the passion has no days. No days. So now we already understand something about this idea. Woman is trying to connect with Roxy for a particular purpose. Of course, she's going to bring Janine on this and see what's going on with this because, of course, Roxy needs Janine and that idea of fashion, a personal assistant, to be the guide of a different idea. Co-creation. So, Jennifer, you have something?
I wanted to say that what I realized last night was right after I had a long conversation with Rebecca, and I turned the news on, and I saw what Chaz was talking about, and I realized in that moment how much that kind of stuff has been entertainment for me. Like,
yep.
You know, and it's, and I, for the first time, was watching it and felt nothing. I didn't look at it. It didn't feel real. It felt like divine nonchalance. It was like, oh, another one of these things, and then I just sort of skipped over it. And it comes back to that thing that we said a long time ago in class, which is, I think it was Mark that said this, that we're scared of the very thing that we're becoming.
Yes.
And it's that,
yes.
Yeah, it's that thing of, it's, I rewatched the Characteristics tape yesterday. I don't know why, I do know why. But I realized in that moment that awareness is all this stuff that we're decorating it are our separated selves. And if you just slow down, relax, be in the moment, that's the connection that we're searching for. But the fractal's constantly trying to put salt and pepper on it to pull it away for drama and everything.
And then give it a taste test, and if it's not good, spit it out.
Yeah, because
if it doesn't equal what? If it doesn't equal limit, it's
right,
not.
And measurement, something that
yeah, it's got to equal that. That's where you keep it going. Because if it equals something of drama, of measurement, that's what feeds that fucking lion. Perfect, Jennifer.
So as I'm sitting here listening today, I just felt such pure peace just listening to all the voices and whatever, and I just got rid of anything of value. And I just sat here and thought, my mind was going, yeah, but this is boring. It was doing everything it could to go to a shiny thing or whatever, and when I just sat, it was just very pleasant. And I think that's the thing for me, at least, that I've been fighting, is that...
Yes, yeah, you're allowed to have a pleasant life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Hey, Nicole, if you lost all your things in a hurricane, would you ever get anything again?
Yes.
Okay, maybe that'll help you.
Yeah.
Get rid of some of that shit.
I will.
Roxy will take you shopping, darling.
Okay.
Okay?
That'll be fun.
Yes. We'll have to go to Guess because they have very long jeans there, and we understand you are quite the tower.
I'm 5'10", yeah.
Yes, she's 5'9", you guys. That blew me away when I found out how tall she is.
Oh, my goodness. I love that one. Yes. Beautiful. We love that.
Okay.
Okay, so is that it, Jen? You good? Okay, Nicole, you good?
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. So, Janine, after we depart, can we go ahead and connect with you again? Because Roxy wants to tell you about this email. She thinks it's a YouTube idea channel that wants to connect and promote Roxy's channel, but she's not quite sure.
Okay, of course.
So we're going to give you a ring-a-ding afterwards. Can you jump back on?
Of course.
All right. Thank you, darling. Okay. Mark, did you have something? Are you good? You good?
No, I'm good. I'm really good. I really get the measurement. Any type of measurement is a form of limitation. It just
yes.
Deep
and the reason why it's so obvious now is because the work you've done. This is the process. This is what you have to understand is reference points of release. We give you higher reference points so you release the old ones so you find the new selves of freedom. And now you just know how insane it is to choose important. Because whatever important is diminished. It's measured. It's time. It's not here and now. If it's important and it's here and now, it's not going to be important. It's going to be fucking fun. Make sense?
Yeah. What's the ego look at like from your perspective? I mean, I don't really, I used to think it was kind of like a being. Is it just vibrations, layers of vibrations? And
It's you going like this. It's you from this point of view of no filters moving over to a field that has filters, that's created as an illusion of the now that is limited. It's not a being. It's a vibration you create. Are you following?
Yeah.
See yourself like here, and then put a Soji screen in front of you, and that's an illusion. Take it off, clean, put it back on, and that's the illusion. You can call it the ego. Because whatever you see has to go through the filters first. And the filter that you bought was bought at the store of humanity of a generation, whatever your generation, current space-time now is. Whatever's conducive to what you've absorbed in that idea screen. And the screen constantly changes. It's just becoming less and less because you're not feeding it.
It's like that idea you gave, Mark, of I'm the television, I'm the one who's creating the television. Remember that?
Yeah.
That helped me a lot, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
Yeah, so the ego is not a thing. It's not you as a personality or a being. It's not separated. It's when you choose to put a value system that this fractal perceived and put everything around your reality through that so you can see it in the same way of limitation, and then you get to detail it yourself. That's when you get to, what? Value things. Make the choices about it. That sucks. That's wrong. That's right. I want to do that. Oh, maybe. And you become all these things, and these are all the filters of illusion. You can call them egos, okay?
Yeah, I'm getting really stimulated around that point of separation and the occurrence of that. So there's total connection, the screen. That's our essence. That's what we are as creation. And then somehow at that point of separation, we create the illusion.
Yes.
It's a somehow I'm fascinated by right now. And
well, how about this? Somehow can't be constituted by the thing you're trying to keep around right now, ego.
Okay, because it's a question.
Yeah. Just let it come to you. How about this? When you're born in separation, you're born as the screen. That'll help. You're born with blinders on.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me, sit with that.
Play with it. Very good.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Anyone else? Excellent class, everyone. Shez, thank you for that opportunity to explore importance in a one-on-one way. Excellent, Master. All right. I think that's it. This is wonderful, Madame.